Winston and Alex. It was nice to meet you. I'm kissing your teeth. Hi.
Hold on, Winston. Let me give you some water.
Okay.
Is your voice better now?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
much
cool.
better now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes you gotta hydrate.
Okay, so what fossil are we gonna pick, Alex?
Well,
Let's look at our options.
The dome fossil.
Yes.
Okay. That is the right one. Okay. I was gonna say this whole spiel, but okay, there we go.
No, well, why did you want to pick the dome?
Well, here's what I was gonna say is because
I was kind of surprised. You seem more of like a Amistar fellow.
really no, I was always Kabutops.
No, yeah, same.
See, what it comes down to me, if we're just looking at this tactically, we're strategic, because you know,
we do have to
there's a
be.
goddamn scientific exploration here.
Yeah. Is there?
It was the Moonstone, which we already got last episode.
Okay. Right.
But
Go
they're both rock and water type, and rock is physical, water is special.
Rock.
And one of them is better at physical, which is Kabutops, so it would be basically a rock Pokemon with a little bit of water. And then the other one is better at special, which is Omastar, who would be better at water with a little bit of rock.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to whatever you want to do.
Okay. So yeah, I'm feeling you. Get out of here. Fuck that.
All
Hey
right.
Alex, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite. Oh God. This is always hard for me.
Right
but
now.
It's a Wonderful Life. Jimmy Stewart, 1944.
Aw, that's like a very sweet answer.
I like it for a lot of reasons. I mean, it's a really wholesome.
What speaks to you
heartwarming
about
movie.
it?
Well, there's a few things. One of them is that I really admire the way it's made, because no scene ends when it moves off camera. Like, there's a scene in the beginning where young George Bailey goes to meet his father at his office, and his father's having this business meeting with Mr. Potter. And Mr. Potter insults his father, and so he comes in and starts. Wait, don't go down that yet because
I'm not gonna.
Okay, cool.
I was just exploring.
So Mr. Potter starts insulting his father, and George Bailey gets up and starts saying, "Oh, you can't talk to my father like that," blah blah blah. And his father sort of awkwardly, says, "Okay, thanks, George. You gotta get out of here now."
Not punch or kick.
We can get both, and it's Mega Punch.
Oh, fuck
kick.
yeah. Oh, it's mega.
Yeah.
Mega
And
kick.
so his father, sort of shuffles him out the office, and then he leaves, and the door closes. And then you hear them still talking. You hear him say, "Mr. Potter, you've humiliated me in front of my son," and little stuff like that. And that happens in a lot of scenes where the eye of the camera shifts somewhere else, but there's still stuff going on in the place you just left. And I really love that attention to detail. I also love Frank Capra. He's just a really good filmmaker, even if he is a little bit saccharine. I'd say Scratch, because Mega Punch is just Scratch, but twice as strong and a little bit inaccurate.
Do that. It's evolved.
Yeah. And then Mega Kick, I say we don't get, because I think the only person who could learn it is Vegeta. And it's strong, but it has 5 PP, and it's quite inaccurate.
Yeah, so let's hold up on that. Is there any back here? I don't think there is. No.
Also, fun fact.
What's up?
My favorite song is Old Lang Syne.
I've never heard that song before.
It was written in 1880, or or much earlier than that, the 1800s, by Robert Burns, who is this romantic Scottish poet.
I like Burns.
Yeah, but it sort of became this song that people sang together on Christmas, and they sing it at the end of the movie, and it's just a really beautiful conclusion. I always kind of cry to it. So, and it's also a really nice song. It's about reuniting with an old friend who you haven't seen in a long time.
Sorry.
To have a drink together.
Oh, it's coming out of my nose.
You okay, Winston?
I'm drinking a lot of milk,
All right then.
and it's coming out. No, I'm just a
Okay, so
disgusting
we can get
creature.
an encounter.
Yeah. Do you think we should train our Carpy? Carpy Barpy? No, we should
We
focus on...
should, but maybe after we get past.
Vegeta's level 25, right? 20? 20? 30?
When he evolves, you mean?
Yeah.
He evolves at 28.
28, okay.
Shim will evolve at 20.
Yeah, that's focus on Shem.
Yeah. I think we give him a level. We also get an encounter here. Yeah. We can get a Sandshrew or something.
Ooh. Probably shouldn't have done Shem. Well, nope, doesn't count. Doesn't count. Doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Doesn't count. No more
Our rat is
girl
better than that
Rattatas. I hate women and I hate Rattatas. Like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, no, let's actually get a Pokemon. I love women. Commenter. Nope. Oh, they heard my message.
I say we just start taking.
Now it's a male Rattata.
I say we just start taking these
Oh,
out.
well, joke's on you. I hate men too.
I'd say we should just start taking these out for
I
experience.
love men too. Yeah.
Because we're gonna be we should probably get a level or two anyway.
Well, this is kind of interesting. It's like the preamble to the encounter, which is happening right now.
There's one thing we can get, and it's this.
Ah! What?
This is the one thing here that we can get.
Dude, we're assembling a babe squad.
We are.
I really like this.
I do too.
I like this trend. Oh, thank you. This is a good thing.
Yeah, one more quick attack, and I think it'll be good to capture.
Make it.
There we go.
Perfect.
I'd say throw a Pokeball. If it doesn't go in, we can probably
Yeah,
risk
yeah,
one
we
more
have
attack.
plenty
Or
of
tackle, because tackle's slightly weaker.
I'm gonna go football first.
That's
and
good.
then let's see what happens. Because it works first. Why don't you use like fucking fissure? Okay.
Alright. Yeah, let's just go for a tackle, I think. There's that 5%.
Nice.
Alright. Nah, it should definitely go in.
Yeah. Ow.
Well, we live another one of those anyway, even if it were a crit, so...
Yeah. It's just like, stop.
Yeah, please stop abusing my
Don't
rat.
scare me anymore. Oh.
Boom.
Yeah, we got it.
Alright, so what do we want to name this sand shrew? This lady shrew.
Sandra.
Sandy.
Sandy.
What's the name of the lady from The Taming of the Shrew?
I don't know.
I don't know either, because I haven't actually read that one.
I don't know.
You don't
That
like-
that
you-
one always
okay.
stuck me as like
Okay.
his Rob Schneider in. You know, like it seemed like she's a girl and she's gross. We're gonna make her pretty. And I was like, I don't know about this, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Fanny. It's kind of cute, yeah.
Fanny.
As long as we're talking about old movies.
about a butt.
There's this other. Oh
No, I'm
god.
just kidding.
There's this other movie, Far from the Madding Crowd, based on a book. And there's this really sweet, cute, redheaded girl named Fanny, who dies a really sad death.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Fanny.
Yeah, I was too. She deserved much better.
I hope that's not a prelude for like Fanny's inevitable
I do
death.
too.
All right. Let's see.
So we,
look at our
right now
party.
we can decide. I think we can get rid of one of our wingers
Yeah.
because we've got a
Let's
bird
take that fucking
and a bat.
that fucking Spearow out.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'd say. Spearow will be easier to train sooner because it'll already have better moves and it'll learn better moves sooner. I prefer Golbat, but we also already have a poison type.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm not that attached to it. Sorry.
Fair enough. No, it's fine.
Good night, Babs. I mean, honestly, if I were
Catherine's probably upset because we're keeping the bird that killed it,
yeah,
but
sorry.
she's dead. So what can she do?
It's pretty weird.
Hold on, we didn't heal
Oh,
up.
we gotta heal up, and we have to. We could not take him, right? With our
Honestly,
three Pokemon.
I think the
We also
biggest,
need more potions.
the thing that we would worry most about would be his Pidgeotto because it's level 17.
Yeah.
But if we get through that, he will also.
We do have Rock Tomb.
Yeah, he'll also have the charm, but it's flying type. I think we save Rock Tomb on
Rock
that
Tomb
for.
beats flying.
Yeah, but it might not be a one shot, and it might be quicker.
Oh
than
no,
us.
yeah. I was just saying that we had an advantage.
No, it's
I'm
true.
not saying we should.
Well, I was thinking we should save
Where's
Vegeta's.
our Mart?
It's down to the right. There we go.
All right.
We should probably save Vegeta and his Rock Tomb for his Charmander.
Yeah.
And then he'll also have a Rattata, which it has Hyper Fang, so it can be scary, but it'll be fine. And then he has an Abra, which is actually fun because all it has is Teleport, so we can just send in something weak against it to just slowly kill it and then get a bunch of experience.
No, yeah, totally.
Also, this might be a little bit unorthodox,
What's
but we could totally just go into the gym first.
Let's train a little bit first.
Okay.
Just a little bit. See if we can get Shim into Eradicate
No.
status for the stat boost.
No, I agree with you. I
Yeah.
normally prefer doing like a bridge and the cape before I do the gym. Just
No, yeah.
it just thematically feels better.
It does, yeah. Also, I'm not.
Though when you have an
super-
Ivysaur,
You have an Ivysaur, but I'm not super comfortable with like some of those things stats.
The-
Like they're pretty strong.
oh no, it's
Like
true.
16 and stuff. No,
Yeah.
No thank you.
Well, I mean, her Starmie is like level 21.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ivysaur is the only thing
Action.
that could stand against it. Everything else would probably get walloped by a Water Pulse.
Whomped.
Walloped.
It's not worth our time. Do level 6. We want to get.
Yeah,
enough
we'll go
experience
against level
for the-
10s.
So that we'll deficit on health to experience.
Honestly, I say that we just get Shim to like level 17 or 18.
Can you tell the Wall Street story? I'm actually pretty curious.
Well, oh yeah, okay. So
Yeah, so you're talking about Ben,
so Ben, from last episode, the
Yeah.
large guy,
the large fellow from Wall Street
really
that
nice
come
guy.
into your
So
sushi restaurant.
yeah, so he was talking to this lady and like she was like,
Shout out to
"Yeah,
Ben.
Go Ben, I love you. You were the highlight of my career there." She's like, "Yeah, you should go to this restaurant and this restaurant and this restaurant." And she was clearly one of those people who like I could pick him up out from a mile away. Who's like late 20s, early 30s. They work at some sort of high prestige job, make a lot of money, and then spend all their other time like going to fancy places.
Yeah. Like American Psycho.
Yeah, sure, exactly. She probably murders people. She did have blood on her, but I assumed it was from something else.
Yeah.
So anyway, so she's talking to him, and he had just been talking to me. So I sort of assumed, because I'd never been in that situation where I had to be deferential to someone before, that I was involved in the conversation. So when she mentioned this sushi place, it sounded really good. I was like, oh, cool, what's the name of that place? Because they're talking right in front of the register where I'm working. And she sort of looks at me and goes, it's sort of, with sort of the same expression you get when, like, you're in the city and a pigeon walks closer than you expect a pigeon to want to be to a person.
Oh, yeah, it's like,
And it was kind of typical, though, because I would do deliveries in the financial district, and a lot of times to these really, really tall buildings that are just like these huge corporate centers. And what happens is you don't get to go up in the front and just bring the food to someone. You have to get signed in by security, you leave your ID with them, then they bring you around back to the freight elevator where you get shuffled with like 20 other delivery people, most of whom don't speak English. I've had some beautiful conversations with people who did not speak English, and I didn't speak
How's your American
language.
dream going?
Yeah, exactly. The really beautiful constructions. Like, I met this Chinese man once who was delivering food.
It's Chinaman, the superhero.
It's true. That's he
Chinaman.
He was a hero to me.
The bones of China.
He
like whenever you hit him, he breaks like a China.
Yeah.
Go on.
He had some really like beautiful like.
Sorry, everyone I know that's listening
instructions.
to this. I'm actually pretty nice.
Like I managed to learn that he'd been working like 15 hours a day, and then I think he was asking how much I made, and he used a phrase that sounded like lying money, which I think was his way of asking if I was getting paid under the table or like on the books.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't be sure because his accent was really thick, but I didn't want to push it.
Money.
But it was a really nice, beautiful conversation that we shared as we went in this like black box that took us up to the
dark
37th floor.
Like literally for the serfs.
Yeah, and in Fidai, all the roads are really close together, and the buildings are really tall, so you feel like you're burrowing through a warren, and it's really hot, and you're sweaty, and you're wearing your hat and your apron. And so you go through this freight elevator, you get brought to the floor, and you get taken off, and you go through this sort of side corridor, and you go to a liaison who brings the food to the person who ordered it, so they don't have to see your filthy blue-collar face.
I hate that. That makes me so mad.
And you have this 2-second bit, as I was walking, there'd be this break in the hallway, and I could look out at a window across the room, and I'd see this beautiful vista of Manhattan, and for 2 seconds I'd be like I see the sky, and I live in the Matrix.
Amazing.
And then I'd deliver the food, I'd go back down, and then I'd walk back to the restaurant and keep making lobster rolls.
What a strange experience.
Yeah, it was really fascinating because I felt all these different tiers of my own status, because when I was in the restaurant, like I was the only person who was there for just the summer, and like I'm like, yeah, when I'm done, I'm gonna go back to my house that my mother pays for, and then in a few weeks I'll be going back to college, which my mother also pays for.
Yeah, so it's like
I'm here for pocket change, and everyone else was like,
I'm here to buy more Pokemon cards.
So I felt really like, but it didn't give me any importance. It just made me feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
And so I would do things like if there was an uneven amount of money in the tip pool, I would always say, yeah, I'll take less because I don't need it the way you do.
Oh.
But then I'd go outside and immediately be worthless.
No, yeah, it's I usually have a very difficult time like talking to people that are significantly wealthier than me. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably like I wouldn't say that I'm povertous, or even like I personally am povertous in that I don't have a house, car, or like, you know,
We're filming this in a garbage can.
We're filming this in a garbage can, but like, you know, I've lived a life of significant pleasure, privilege, and wonder.
Yeah.
It's been very, very wonderful and great, and I'm super
so
happy.
have I.
But you know, I'm still in the 99 percentile. I'm middle class. Like those people don't. I have actually endured quite a bit of like struggle with my life, both financially and like, you know, in the future. And compared to a lot of those people out there, it's like, what do you you want for nothing?
It's a spectrum with a very steep
Never worked
climb.
hard or like had like to endure. You know, it's not like a.
I mean, everything's relative because you look at the
There's
people
no
below
journey.
you and you feel like you're pampered, and then you look at people above you and then you're just insulted by their existence.
When in actuality, the difference between someone that I consider poor and someone they consider rich, like me and them were almost identical. It's like a difference of like $1,000.
Yeah.
Like of free plus or minus money, and it's not a matter of millions, if that makes sense.
No, I get you, because I mean, I know, like, just working there and meeting the kind of people, I
know when you talk about money, you're always gonna sound privileged, because it's like everybody actually wants more, but it's, oh god, more than anything would be great.
Like, I knew a girl once who, she sort of went to her parents and said, hey, I'm in school right now, so I can't work, so you should just give me $400 like a week. And they did, because they were both bankers.
Oh boy.
And like, I mean, my parents pay for all the things I need, but I don't have an allowance. Like, I don't just get given money by them. But at the same time, like, this other girl who I dated once said that I asked her, oh, have you ever gone skiing? And she went, I'm not rich enough to go skiing, Alex. And I was like, oh, God, I'm sorry.
It's just an expensive hobby. You don't go every day.
Yeah, and then I went to college where, like, I think I'm the only person I know who graduated without, like, loans. And
yeah,
I feel horrible.
Ooh. No, don't worry about it. I mean, like, I think there's a difference, because, like, I think there's a rich mindset in, like, being rich.
Yeah.
You're gonna get down.
No, I think you're right.
Because I always generalize them, because I'm a bitter human being about my own society, even though if in the same position, I might act very similarly.
It's nice to imagine that if Bane ever came and reset our society, that the rich people would all deserve to be torn apart by limb from limb.
Take what is yours, Batman.
No, why would he be talking
to Batman?
No.
Take what is yours, Alex. Go back to the financial district. Take back the lobsters.
Haha.
Kill them all.
Haha, Bane jokes. We're so topical and current.
You want to know something I love about that movie?
What?
It was filmed in New York City, which I normally don't care about.
It was filmed in 4 cities, actually?
Well, yeah, it was filmed in 4 cities, but it has footage, like, skyline footage from New York City. And it was at a time when the Freedom Tower was sort of half built.
Is it built?
It's built now, yeah. It's been done for
Freedom
years.
Tower.
But it was it was still built, but the top of it was basically undone. So it looked kind of, my friends and I refer to it as the circumcised Freedom Tower.
Oh.
And it was in that moment, in that stage, in that film. So it captures a very particular era of Manhattan. So, like, people 100 years from now will be like, oh, why isn't the building done?
Hey.
Well, children.
Pretty good. Well,
there was this day in September once. We really need to stop talking about 9/11.
It always comes up. I don't know. Can I also just say, there's very little that's as cringy as the word Freedom Tower. I don't know. Who named that?
I once had an argument with someone about how I hated the fact that it was called the Freedom Tower.
Like, because that's, like, the symbol of the greatest imperial power on the planet.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Like, how it has nothing to do with freedom? Oh, we're protecting freedom.
It's a place where money is made.
Yeah, literally. For people that aren't free to get it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Like, okay, here, let's look at something really funny here.
Yeah,
I once took a food delivery to the Freedom Tower.
Oh, boy.
And I was not free to take it upstairs to the place it was being delivered.
Interesting.
I wasn't allowed to enter it. The Freedom Tower. Now, and as a corporate office, that makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
You don't want,
but don't call it the Freedom Tower.
You want to be invaded by delivery boys. That's no good.
It's not acting what it represents.
It's like, oh, we're America, and the thing we like to say that, we're most known for is freedom, even though, I mean, like, there's, like, 300 nations in the world, like, 250 of them have freedom.
What are we, 14th? I don't remember.
But it just annoyed me that, like, they took this memorial to a really terrible thing that happened to us as a people, as a city, as a country, and we're like, let's make it a logo.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess you could say the World Trade Center was already that.
It wasn't holding up, like, these thousands of people who got
Now,
killed.
I'm not endorsing terrorism with this next statement,
no.
but I think it's actually very...
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all.
I think... ISIS should win! No, I think, like, honestly, considering what the towers represented in, like, the eyes of those subjugated peoples, I think... Oh, they're Egyptian. I don't know what their motivation was, but... from a non-American perspective, the World Trade Center probably looked like the greatest symbol of oppression in
Well,
their world.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I mean,
Good God, look at those things.
I mean,
and they just knocked him over. I guess that makes sense.
to have a conversation about this that doesn't.
This has
jump
been a
right
good
to
episode.
Terrorism.
This has been a good episode. Terrorism and Pokemon.
I mean, I think about when I worked at like the Lobster Shack and how
Lobsters
how
and
how
terrorism.
disgusting those buildings looked to me when I just had to walk under them, and like I was just a guy who brought people food.
Go capitalism.
Yeah,
Like, I think it's pretty cool.
water's
Alright.
pretty.
The water is beautiful here in Cerulean City. Let's just sit and watch the water flow.
Bye.